Enter with grace.
There's happiness, and there's happiness in so many subjects.
So I'm on my way to the store with baby in the back. It's hot as balls. I feel like the most important thing, the most fundamental thing is really how I'm getting through it, because I'm always gonna have problems in life. As beautiful as this all has been, it has actually been very uncomfortable. Despite how I'm saying this is, just another thing, it very much is something that requires a lot from me, and it's very much molding me. And the more that you ask from God, you're asking for more responsibility, and that's what this is. Like I said, it's requiring a lot from me, but it's also giving me a lot. It's teaching me a lot. I thank God for the patience that He's granted me over the course of my life, because if it wasn't for that patience, I wouldn't even have the open heart, to grasp the understanding of certain things. And yeah, so that's the main thing, is the mindset. So that's what I try to share, that's what I do share, and that's what y'all get from me. I'm trying to drink tea in the morning instead of going straight to eating. We're about to go make some the fact that literally to get better at anything, to progress in any type of endeavor, you really have to know yourself. Everything always starts with knowing yourself and knowing God. That's the only way through. That's the only way through the other side. You have to know God, you have to know yourself. And it's depending on the depths of your knowledge of self, that pretty much determines what you're gonna spew out of you. Whether it be talking, whether it be what you're able to comprehend, what you're reading. And yeah, everything always starts with knowledge of self. So you want to put out a bomb ass project, do you even think you're bomb? Do you think you're capable of something like that? For real, for real? Do you know what we're willing to do, where we're willing to go, and why our development gets stunted because we get comfortable? It's because we're not looking at things from a different light, what new light can you bring into the situation, and how can you create from this standpoint rather than this one where you've already been your whole life, you know what I mean? And I was speaking on that. I always say this, generational traumas and whatever, generational curses and whatever, a lot of the stuff that we go through is mirroring our parents. It's just a matter of the mindset that you're bringing into it. That's what's different. That's how you break it, because everything is internal first. We get too caught up on how stuff looks rather than how things feel, and feeling is really a big part of creation. It's not just it can't always be logical, okay, this is gonna be my next step because and I planned it out accordingly, although you can still get there that way. But feeling is more heartfelt, you're being guided by your heart. What is the heart? It's love. You're being guided by love, intuition, all of that. This sometimes it leads to overthinking, which is very much coming from that trauma place rather than the love place, which is pure, and it's in essence God, Not to say all of this isn't God, right? But you want to come from more of the intuitive place, creative place, a feminine place where you're feeling, where you're intact and connected, rather than up here where you're kind of like on a solo mission, you know, very masculine, very like what's next, very much, you know, what can I do for myself rather than what can I do for the whole. And yeah, nonetheless, all knowledge of self. And to be in tune with that, sometimes you really do gotta be alone. Like, you really have to sacrifice some things and, you know, just appreciate and be grateful for where you're at now, because maybe it's not exactly what you wanted, but it's gonna get you to where you want to go. And even though you're not necessarily gonna be there tomorrow, today you start working on tomorrow. So do your best with what you got right now, and shit, like, you know, just embody who you want to be. And by that, I really mean, like I said, bringing in a new way of thinking about things, not just being a victim and dwelling on the fact that this isn't what I wanted, this isn't how I wanted it to look, like, you know, like, do what you can with what you got. And keep pushing, because life goes on. And you're not the only one going through some hardships, you know, we're all going through it, like, whatever. It's just about how you get through it. That's the difference, because someone could be going through it way more than you, but they're not necessarily like freaking out about it, throwing a tantrum, because they know how to go through it. You know what I mean? Like, they're listening to their inner voice, they're listening to God, they're getting to know themselves through that trial, through that adversity, and that's what's gonna get them to the next side. And they're gonna get to it being the person that they want to be, which is a better person than yesterday. So yeah, anyways, all praise to God. It's really not even all that complex. We just make it that way. It's just simple, you know, like this life. You take what you got, make something out of it, 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 and put it out there. Stop being scared. Stop being scared. Anyways, I got mad errands to run today, and I'm just chatting away.